Hello everybody, Jackson here with the Wealth Squad today talking about when to get out. So today we're going to be looking at a couple of IPOs that have boomed and now are bust, which means they've gone up and they've gone down to the point where most of the gains that they made on the way up are now gone. So we're going to check out first, this is Zoom. Of course, Zoom is the baby of the whole COVID era. Um, when you move millions of people from in office work every single day to online in a week, you're choosing the most known company that you know, right? The one that's been slamming the commercials, the ones that's been hitting the advertising, and that was Zoom at the time, right? You could see they went public May of 2019. Good timing because they later went parabolic almost back in March. You can see March 2020, a little bit of well, what's gonna happen, and then you see when people start to realize, and some earnings reports definitely helped that out. Went to around 600 when it went public at 60. So you went a 10x in, let's see how long, about almost 2 years. You went a 10x in 2 years. One of the best investments you could have made at the time, that's for sure. But now, since that all-time high of 589, you get a return of minus 80%. So, what is a good time to get out? That's a great question. With no real hard answer, the only answer would be to when you're when you don't believe the profits in front of you. Um, let's say you bought 10 shares of Zoom at 60 on the day it became public. So there goes $600. A couple years, I'm sorry, not a couple years, a couple months later, and your shares are worth 250, right? So your $600 investment is now worth 2,500. Your investment's gone up 4 times. Um, is that worth taking and selling? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Um, but what you could do is a good strategy is to sell most, but not all. So let's say you had 10 shares, you could sell 8 at 250. Let the other ones ride. You see 400, sell another one. You see 500, sell the other one. So your average is not 250, it's more around 300 or so. And that price of 300 compared to the price now of 100 is a lot better than what most people got from this stock. Um, so that would be my main point in this video, is to sell when prices are unreal and then hold a couple and continue selling the way up. You don't like to sell, I get that, because the famous quote is most people do it wrong. They buy they weeds, or they water the weeds and trim the flowers. Um, well, in this case, IPOs are usually boom and then bust. You don't see too many IPOs start at, let's say, 10 and go to 100 within a year and then continue to go up. That's very rare to come by. So what I would bet is you see an IPO, it goes up 10 times in a matter of less than 2 years, you sell. The chances of that IPO continuing up at that pace, um, or continuing up at all, is slim. So, lesson learned here, sell your IPO gains. We're going to check out some others here, but Zoom is the biggest one. Peloton, another that was hurt very badly. You can see March of 2020 when everything blew up. They're like, well, you have to get on lockdown. Well, how are people going to the gyms? Great question. The stock has went from 180 or 18 to 172. So that you're looking at another 10x here in a matter of less than what Zoom was going for. So almost a year, not even. So you're looking at 10 months up 860%. Let's say you bought, 20 shares here at 18, or let's just do 100. So you put in $1,800. From that one investment, and your shares are now at 70, let's say, or now at 30, right? Your $1,800 investment is now worth $3,000. You could sell half, right? You've made a great gain. You've almost doubled your money in um, a very short amount of time. And you just continue selling up, continue to sell up. Now, once you sell most at 50 and it goes to 100, it's going to hurt a little bit. But just know the majority of people that trade the stock are going to lose money. Majority of people that trade any stock are going to lose money. They buy when it's hot and sell when it's not. You should be buying when it makes sense and selling when it's hot. That's the key to the game. So this is Peloton. There's some others I'd like to show you. Lemonade, another one that IPO, nice. It's gone from 47 to almost 200. Now it's at the 20s. We got DraftKings. This was a $15 stock, then 75, now back to 16. And then lastly is one it's controversial because this still has potential to go up. It's a social media stock. You can see it went public at 24, fell to 10 during COVID. That 10 went up to 90, and that 90 fell right back down, and now it's at 22. Peloton, you're looking at a 10 to 90, you're looking at times 9, 9x, in a matter of around a year, right? That's most of these time frames is from COVID to the peak, which is February 2021. Then you look now and they're down 70, 80, 90% from those highs. So generally, let's speak some facts here. IPOs are sometimes a good investment, but investment is a hard word to use because sometimes they're a good trade, rarely they're a good long-term investment. Rarely would you buy an IPO at 50, sell that 200 5 years later. It's usually the 50 IPO goes to 200 in a year, falls back down, and now it's trading for 20. But you're still holding your shares, right? Now you're losing money. The key to IPOs would be to find ones that have potential. In this case, it would be only trends you'd be looking for. The current situation with COVID, you'd have to look at every IPO and ask yourself, does this still have potential? And during that March 2020 crisis, you'd be asking yourself, and you probably would say no to most of these. The couple you would say yes to would make you money. But like I said, most people aren't buying here. Most people are buying here, 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 these wild swings. So you securing some profits is you guaranteeing income. That's the best way to do it. So I hope you learned something from this video. Just take note whenever you invest in IPOs. If they go boom really quick, they're going to go back down and bust. That's generally how they work, and that's generally what we've seen lately. Hope you don't get burned, and hope you learned something from this video. Thanks for watching.